As we begin this episode of Draft to Glory, I have to admit, as embarrassing as it is, I've spent the last 15 minutes or so trying to think of how I wanted to begin this video, because it just didn't seem right to start off with my normal intro. But I have come up with an analogy that I feel like perfectly describes how I'm feeling right now and how I feel the series is going. And that would be to compare me to one of those, those clown toys, that a kid can punch and it bounces right back up. I feel like one of those. The problem is, I'm not sure how many more punches I could take before I lose my will to bounce back. We have had some absolutely devastating moments and losses in the past few videos. Now, I had my fingers crossed that our President's Trophy win that turned into a first-round exit would be as bad as this series would get. And unfortunately, the last episode proved otherwise. It proved that it could get a hell of a lot worse, as we had a 3-0 series lead in the first round, and we were eliminated in the first round. So, we have to move forward, though. We can't let that define this series, although the only way we are ever going to live that down is if we win the Stanley Cup. And how close are we to that? I have no idea. Now, as far as the roster goes, it is locked in. I went through and tried to see if I could make any trades with any other teams. Every single team has the full contract spot, or, they're at like 48, but they still can't take another contract. So we are kind of screwed from that, in that respect, because there are some players I would have liked to have gotten rid of to acquire an extra pick, and I might still do that at the draft itself if I were allowed to. Then again, I can't. Unless a team loses someone to retirement. I believe that's the only way we could do that. But that's way down the road. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, we just sit here and hope for the best, which it's so hard. It is so hard to be optimistic right now after what happened. And, man, that's the only thing I can say. That is the only thing I can say, but we just have to hope that the team we have at the moment is good enough to get the job done. We have to trust the process. We have had success as of late. We have had a pretty strong team, and of course there was some talk in the comment section whether or not I should maybe break up the top line, spread the wealth a little bit. There's also a bit of talk as to maybe now's the time where I should finally be allowed to trade, but that is not the case. This is not that series. We are going to trust the process. I really should take Charlie Coyle out. It is so funny that he's getting paid $18 million, but I had to do what I had to do. And actually, we will look at sending him down. We signed Gilmore as well, who did bounce back to a 73. I don't remember if I brought that up in the prior episode. We can keep Coyle there. Let's just call somebody up, though. And who's that going to be? Probably David Harrison. So he's our guy. We'll go best lines for each squad. And we'll continue on with the sim. I don't even remember how long he is out for. I completely blanked on that. And how long our normal player is going to be out for, but that's okay. Harrison in on the fourth line. It's funny that Rudy Yell ended up as an 84. Hopefully that can really boost Ross Winquist's production. He's struggled quite a bit since being replaced on that top line by Yuri Khudobin, and apparently the draft is going to be a bit weaker than normal. Story of this series, isn't it? At least in the later rounds. But so far, not the greatest start to this season. Hershey's doing all right, and Clint Conley is back already. Wonderful. Wonderful. And now you know typically why I would just use Charlie Coyle instead of having to manage the lines again, which is something I really have enjoyed about this series, is the lack of team management that I've had to put up with. As opposed or as compared to either of my other franchise mode series where, boy, injuries just double the length of the video. But I wish I had something to talk about. I really don't. as far as this series goes, it's pretty straightforward. We just need to make it. We need to get back to the playoffs, and then we'll take it from there. And if we don't make it to the playoffs, I don't even want to think about that being a possibility. But considering our slow start to the season, it could very well happen. But it is nice, of course. I still do remember back, it's not all that long ago, where we were losing every game 8-0. But yeah, I don't want to comment on every game and every result. I will say I'm recording this after Game 5 between Nashville and Pittsburgh, which, yeah. Now, typically I had been using the Be a Pro series to kind of talk about what was going on. That way I could kill two birds with one stone, give you guys a series that you wanted to see, and also, you know, talk about a video instead of making like a shootout commentary or playing a versus game, which really wasn't all that fun for me. I don't like playing the game itself unless I have to, which, you know, I mean, if you're just playing like shootouts, you know, it's like, oh, okay, well, they're 3 minutes apiece, so I gotta record 5 of these for my video. I'm rambling again, I'm sorry. But I did want to mention the Pittsburgh series and Be a Pro, actually, because that's been asked about a lot lately. With the Penguins series, I mean, a lot of people have been comparing it to the Bruins-Vancouver series in 2011, which is a fair comparison, although Tim Thomas wasn't this bad on Vancouver ice as Pekka Rinne has been bad on Pittsburgh ice. You could argue that Nashville could have swept Pittsburgh if Pekka Rinne wasn't as bad as he's been in the series. Particularly, of course, Game 1, where it was, what, 5 goals on 12 shots or something like that. So, I don't know. Obviously, the series will end. It sucks we have to wait, I think, 3 days for Game 6. Can Pittsburgh finally be the team to win on the road? If not, it would be very, very similar to what happened with the Bruins and Canucks. How crazy would that be for the team to finally win on the road? It would be in Game 7 for Nashville. Could you imagine? But very much looking forward to Game 6. Hopefully the Preds decide to show up. That is the first time in a long time that I ended up being very, very bored during a playoff game. It doesn't happen too often. It happened tonight. I do want to say with Be a Pro, it's tough because I know you guys want that series, but I just, like I kind of mentioned when I started that series, Be a Pro just really isn't my thing. I don't get too much joy in playing the AI on NHL. In FIFA, it's a different story. I love playing career mode. I love playing through an entire series. Typically, when I'm uploading a video and I'm home, I'll play through FIFA career mode and just do it that way, because I do find that AI challenging. The AI in this game, it's typically you hold the puck for 5 minutes straight, they go down, cycle for, you know, 1 or 2 passes, but they find the seam and they score, and that's just not all that fun. And in Be a Pro, it is pretty similar. Unfortunately, I don't know. It's tough because, like I said, I know it's a series that a lot of people want to see, so the people-pleasing side of me is like, okay, I have to do this series, but from the gameplay perspective, I haven't enjoyed it all that much. You could argue maybe it's because in the series I chose an enforcer, which, you know, unless you're punching people in their face, you can't do a whole hell of a lot. So maybe it's something I'll look at revisiting with a different player type. Maybe I'll start that series back up, and then heading into NHL 18, we'll have a series from the beginning. But I have to admit, for the moment, the main focus is on Draft to Glory in particular. It has replaced Be a Pro for me on that priority list. Like I mentioned when I started this series, it was just kind of one of those random ideas that I had, and I was tempted to hold off until 18 to begin with this series, but just one day I decided, hey, let's put this series up, see what people think, and it's by far the most popular series on my channel at the moment. So that's the situation ongoing with Be a Pro. It's on hold for now. I don't think it'll stay that way forever, but we'll see. In talking about NHL 18, if I can eventually figure out the situation with my internet and trying to get that internet upgrade, like I mentioned in the most recent episode of Nation United, It's at the point where I might have to buy myself out of my DirecTV cable contract so that I can switch over to this other company. If I can figure that out, EASHL is finally going to be prevalent on my series again. I plan on doing a Road to Glory style series where I showed you guys highlights from all of our games and our journey. And, we still play club quite a bit, not as much as we used to, or not as much as I expected us to, with me having that series. And that's for a myriad of different reasons. But something that's gameplay heavy, like Be a Pro, like EASHL, it takes a long time for me to upload at the moment. Which is why, especially too with my Ultimate Team series, I've really just gone with the highlight heavy format, which, can, even then, my upload time is still pretty abysmal. But particularly with Bork's Battalion, where it got to kind of those early stages of just kind of wrecking people all the way up to Division 3, even Division 2, it got to that stage where it's like, man, is it really worth it? Just because of how long it takes to upload the video. But I will say for sure, if we end up getting that, if I end up getting that internet upgrade, you'll see more gameplay heavy series. Of course, Ultimate Team's not going anywhere. This year has, I'm not going to say I've fallen in love with Ultimate Team again, but I really have enjoyed Ultimate Team this year, despite what you may think after the most recent Bork's Battalion episode. But, and EASHL is my #1 game mode, I'd say. Maybe not this year. Franchise mode might actually be my #1 game mode in terms of time invested. You guys get the point. I don't limit myself to just franchise mode, whether it's Be a Pro, Ultimate Team, EASHL. You're going to see that stuff on my channel. It might not be consistently on my channel, but you're going to see content like that. You're going to see series, based around those game modes. With that said, I have managed to kill a hell of a lot of time. We're in March, damn it. That was my plan, to just ramble on about nothing to get myself towards the latter half of the season, and I've done just that. Unfortunately, we have yet to break the 40-win mark, and I'm going to stop the sim right here. It's probably going to go through with the New Jersey game. Is it? Please, just let me know. You can stop the sim anytime you want, game. It actually didn't do it. Okay. Let's take a look at the standings. And we are outside of the playoffs by 3 points. With 10 games to go, we are 3 points out. Are you kidding me? Great. Oh, I didn't need any more stress, damn it. I really didn't. Now, the good thing is we have 2 games in hand on Carolina, and, wow. Yeah, 1 game in hand on the Devils, who are 3 points ahead of us. So we're in a good spot, but the Atlantic currently has both wildcard spots with 83 points. So we're almost equally as likely to at least catch New Jersey or finish in a wildcard spot. But we have to trust this team to win games, which, yeah, easier said than done. Let's take a look at the team. Maybe go best lines again, just to see if there's been any progression. And it did change it up a little bit. It put Ahonen at center. And it actually bumped Zontag up to the 3rd line. Defensively, still good. James and Wheating both look locked in at 90 and 89 overall. The goaltender, Mr. Steven Quirk, locked in at a 90, only a .916 save percentage, and Ottinger has struggled again. Is there anybody we can look to call up here? You have Harrison and Schroeder. They dropped to 77s the second we call them up. So I think we are pretty much locked into what the team is now. So let's do this. Let's sim forward. Are we a playoff team? Or have we regressed once again? 10 games to go. We are making really good time as far as this episode goes. Aside from those early injuries, we didn't have to deal with too many. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I got lost in trying to explain what's going on with the channel in certain series and making fun of the Preds. Not necessarily making fun of the Preds, more being pissed off with the Preds. What the hell? It's Game 5 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and you did that. You should be ashamed of yourself. Now, I'm actually still not going to scout out any goaltenders. I'm not going to do that because typically I know, I've had really good luck with goaltenders. If you see somebody in the first round, really, you can't go wrong with any goaltender. I haven't checked Saget's morale. But, I mean, like I said, if he complains and we have to move him out, it's not going to be a big deal. And I can pretty much take any goalie I want, and that would make Marmanland the starter down in the AHL. Now, if we lose to Ottawa here, I will call somebody up. And we actually beat them. I was worried about Charlie Coyle being in the lineup. Let's sim to this Dallas game. We're on 41 wins. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. And we are currently in a playoff spot on 90 points. We're just 3 points back, or 2 points back of Pittsburgh, 3 points away from being in the lead for this division title. What a crazy race this is. And we have a game in hand on Columbus still, but we are even in points, just flat out, or even in games, just flat out 2 points back of Pittsburgh. And in the Atlantic, 90 points is the second wild card spot. I am now extremely nervous that by leaving the calendar screen, I may have messed with the mojo going on here because we need to win. We need to win. Yes, a huge win, 6-2 over Dallas. We play the Rangers on April 5th. Oh my God. Oh my God. Of course. That's what this team is. Still, even still, that's what this team is. The Rangers have a losing record. They have 30 wins on the year, and they beat us 8-2. How does that happen? Now, we are still in a playoff spot, but we play Pittsburgh next. If we beat Pittsburgh, good things could happen. Really good things could happen. Come on. If we lose this, it pretty much seals the division title for the Pens. Let's see what happens. Please. And we lost 3-2. Damn it. I wanted it to be really interesting with us having a chance at that div title. But unfortunately, that will not be the case. And it's going to come down to the last game of the season. Because of that loss to Pittsburgh and the loss to the Rangers, it comes down to the last game of the season. This is the tightest playoff race I think I have ever seen. Wow. 3 teams, even in points, even in games played. The problem is the Devils already have 1 extra win. Oh my God. And then for the wild card, 92 points, the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is awful. Oh my God. So we could make the playoffs regardless of the result, but can we please win this? I should just sim this game through the engine. Because it might as well be a playoff game. Oh my God. Please, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's sim this game. Win, and we are probably in. Lose, and we could miss the playoffs on the last day of the season despite having a chance to win the div title as of a week ago. Crazy. First period. There we go. Yes, Svechnikov and Khudobin, the top line, delivering their 2 goals on Mackenzie Blackwood. All right, good start. Second period, can we keep it up? Yes, we can. Conley and Wojcicka. I'm not pronouncing his name. I always try and I always fail. Third period, we'll sim it live. We won't jinx it. We won't jinx it. The last time you guys mentioned in the postseason, I started to just sim the third period, and that backfired. We'll do it live. We're halfway through as it is. Svechnikov makes it 5-1, and the Caps should be back in the playoffs. I feel comfortable in hitting the A button now, and indeed, we are good to go. A gigantic 5-1 victory on the last day of the season. One way or another, we should be postseason bound. It's just a matter of who we're going to play and what our seeding is. And there you have it. It is official, and we play the Carolina Hurricanes in the first round. I did not need the stress. How do we go from President's Trophy to what happened last year to making the playoffs on the last day of the season? This series has been insane for more reasons than one. Unbelievable. But there you have it. We finished in one of the 3 Metro spots. The Devils take the wild card spot. The Blue Jackets just miss out. But Carolina gets home ice advantage on us by 1 point. And let's take a look here. San Jose Sharks, 111 points. 111 points. We finished 11th in the league standings. And you know what? Let's take a look at our stats now. I didn't take a look at goal. Actually, hold on. That's the main reason I went to that screen was, of course, to take a look at our goals for and goals against per game, as we have typically done. So let's see. Goals for per game. Were we near the top? Yeah, somewhat. Top half of the league. 2.8 a game. And goals against, a little bit higher than we would have liked. That's for sure. 279. So, middle of the table, slightly towards the worst side of things, but we're still in a half-decent spot. And, of course, Nolan Patrick just puts this team on his back again. 93 points in 82 games. Khudobin, also, and Svechnikov, for that matter, he missed 2 games. So our top line, all 3 of them, were at least a point-a-game player. Ola Ekman, despite being a 79 overall, still hit 52 points, which is surprising. He doesn't have the best passing. He doesn't have the best shooting, but 52 points. Ken Janes with 46, Yell 44, Wheating 36. Winquist still a bit disappointing. That is for sure. You could argue, I mean, as a sniper, I'd say he's, pretty well set up. He doesn't have the best offensive awareness. You could argue for two-way forward, and his point production would kind of, allude towards that. So, not all that surprising. And then the goaltending, we know Ottinger struggled. Quirk played 68 games with a .920 save percentage, and Jake Ottinger really struggled, unfortunately. League-wide, we'll take a look. Of course, the rookie race, I don't have any interest in. We'll just see who wins the Calder at the end of the year. Riley Tufte, again, leads the league in points. 95 this season. Beat Nolan Patrick by 2 points, damn it. By 2 points. Stromwall and Elias Anderson also broke the 90-point mark. That is pretty crazy. Tufte led the league in goals. For assists, I noticed that as well. It was Luke Green. 73 assists, 79 points in general for the Vancouver Canucks. Pretty crazy. But guys, let's quickly go make sure that we're set up best lines, and we are in the playoffs once again. I have no expectations. I would love to be pleasantly surprised. I am not going to hold my breath, I think, until it finally happens. It's much like the real Capitals. Until they finally make it past the second round, it doesn't matter how big of favorites they are, what they did in the regular season. I'm not going to get my hopes up until it finally happens. Prove to me that it can finally happen. Round 1, Game 1 against the Hurricanes. Let's go. First period, and it's a goal apiece. Nolan Patrick and Landeskog. Thatcher Demko in goal for the Canes. All right. Second period, and it's Ken Janes giving us the lead. 2-1 heading into the third period. All right. Early power play for the Caps that we cannot convert on. I didn't check our power play or penalty kill efficiency. Power play for the Canes is killed off, though, and we are now more than halfway through the third period. 5 minutes to go. Is that enough? Can Quirk shut the door? Yes, he can. Oh, boy. Don't get excited. Calm down. Breathe. Don't do this to yourself. Please, just calm down. It's only one win. Steven Quirk, though. Beautiful performance. 31 saves. Thatcher Demko also up there. But we strike first. We strike first, and we neutralize their home ice advantage with the victory in Game 1. Should note as well, it'll be interesting to see if the Hershey Bears make the postseason. I could check, and actually, I don't have to. There you go. The Bears have also made the playoffs. How many times have Hershey made the playoffs in this series? It can't be more than twice. This might even be the first time. I honestly can't remember. I'm just so... Anytime I think of, okay, what's happened in this series, it's always a negative thought. What's happened in the postseason? What's happened in the draft and who we've missed out on? It's always a negative. So I honestly can't remember. But let's go. Game 2 against Carolina. Let's see what happens here. First period. Oh boy, that's actually not too bad. That's actually not too bad, as I need to get a new desk. I'm trying to take a guess. When I mentioned this desk, what happened? Play the Jeopardy theme in your head. And the correct answer is, what is Tougie hit his elbow? And you have won. Good job. God. Anyway, Yuri Hedobin gets the opening goal. Bonks ties it up for Carolina. But then Johansson restores that lead 2-1 at the end of the first period. Second period, can we hold on to that lead at the very least? No, we cannot. It is Bonks again. And I know I didn't look at Carolina's lineup, and I was tempted to do that for most of our postseason series. Especially, I mean, I didn't do it last year with Philly. At least I don't think I did. I might do it here before we start Game 3. But anyway, we head into the third period of Game 2, tied at 2 goals apiece. I haven't seen anybody bring that up. I don't know if people care. I mean, typically with the Nation United series, with the Red Wings series, I look at the opposing, at the opposing team before beginning the series, and I'll take a look at Carolina and maybe a different team if a miracle happens. Oh my God, we killed off that penalty. That's a miracle in and of itself. We're going to overtime. Great. But I'll take a look at the Canes after this game, and then you guys can let me know down in the comments below, do you care to look at their teams before a postseason series? Anyway, it's overtime. Oh God, say a prayer, because we're going to need it. Please, early power play for the Caps. There we go, Svechnikov. Andrei Svechnikov, baby, and we have... No, don't get excited. Don't. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. 2-0 series lead, 3-0 series lead. It means fuck all until we get that fourth win. A huge performance, though, for Nicholas Bonks, but 25 saves for Steven Quirk. And the Caps, tell me if you've heard this before, have a 2-0 series lead. I wish I could be excited. I can't. I have to be pessimistic as Hershey loses Jerome Gagne. I have to be pessimistic. Why? How could I mean, positive mental attitude, say what you want. How could I be extremely positive at this stage with what has happened in this series? But anyway, let's take a look at Carolina very quickly. Look at their ratings, 93, 92, and 93. Again, I've commented many times. I don't understand how they how they decide those ratings. You can't put a whole lot of stock into it. But we'll take a look at their team. Top line of Gabriel Landeskog, Julius Natainen. Didn't we have him on this team? No. I must be remembering him from a different series. Maybe Rebuilding Hockey Town? Or was he signed to like an AHL team or something? I have no idea. And then Nicholas Bonks is a top-line power forward for them. Oh my God. No. No, I didn't remember. I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize. Oh my God, there he is. Andrew Tamora. Oh, it brings a tear to the eye. Oh my God. I don't know why. He's on their second line. What could have been with him and Nolan Patrick on the top line? Could you imagine Yuri Hedobin, Nolan Patrick, and Andrew Tamora? Oh my God. What could have been? He is on the second line with a 36-year-old Ryan Johansson and Abraham Duda, 5th round pick. 2024, or 5th overall pick in 2024. Dylan Curry, Brock Jocelyn, and Ola Johansson. De La Rose with Jake Virtanen and Timo Meier. What an interesting fourth line that is. Defensively, they have Vince Dunn with Rasmus Ristolainen, Justin Falk with Zayat Paigin. I know I created him. I'm pretty sure Edmonton just signed him. I'm pretty sure in real life. And then Tony Lawrence with Ville Polka. The goaltender, of course, we know is Thatcher Demko. They have Cole Tucker as a backup. They also have David Pasternak, who is currently injured, and Nikita Zaitsev is scratched. But there you go. A look at Carolina. We will begin this series. Andrew Tamora. My God. Oh, what could have been. But let's go. Game 3. Let's kick his ass out of the playoffs, shall we? Game 3 on home ice. Let's go. First period. And, of course, Andrew Tamora scores, but Andrei Svechnikov gets a goal as well. His way of saying, hey, you don't need him on the first line, you have me. And indeed we do, but could you imagine? Could you imagine? Second period, and again, it's a goal apiece. Nolan Patrick and Curry were tied up 2-2 as we begin the third period. Very close games so far throughout this series. I want to say that the next goal will be huge. We have a power play that we can't do anything with halfway through the third. I want to say that the next goal could be important, But if we get a 3-0 series lead, I don't know how confident I'm going to be, and that might just happen as Johansson scores with 5:03 to go. Can we hold on? Yes, we can! Svechnikov, the empty netter! Oh my god, not again. Please, not again. Oh my god. We have the 3-0 series lead yet again. At least it's... Oh my god, please no. Please no. Not again. Redemption. This has to be redemption for us this year. Exercise those demons. Get to the second round and do so by overcoming the worst possible defeat that we could have had, again, aside from making it to the Cup final and having that happen. That could probably be worse. Oh my god. Alright, if we lose Game 4, I'm gonna have a panic attack. Game 4! Come on. Please. This has to be the year that we finally make it to at least the second round. Please. First period, scoreless. Second period, Johansson scores again. He's only like a 78 overall. We're 20 minutes away. We are 20 minutes away. Let's go. Come on. Please. Quirk, you've been amazing so far. Shut the door and get us to the second round for the first time in this series. Landeskog scores. Oh my god. 5 minutes to go. Are we going to overtime or will there be a winner? It's overtime. God. We have a 3-0 series lead. I shouldn't be this stressed. I really shouldn't be. But I have every right to be. Overtime. Let's go. Come on, please. Please, Nolan, Svechnikov, Hadobin, Wheating, Janes, anybody. Please. Yes! Nolan Patrick! Nolan Patrick gets the winner. And for the first time. Oh my god, take a moment, breathe it in. This is incredible. We have made it to the promised land known as the second round. Wow. That's what it's come to in this series, where I have to treat that like a Stanley Cup victory, and it might as well be Nolan Patrick, the game winner. We outshot them 47-27, and in the end, it's a 2-1 victory in Game 4. The Capitals have swept the Canes, and we are on to the second round for the first time. What a performance from Thatcher Demko, with 45 saves, doing everything he could to keep his team in it. Andrew Tamora, fuck you, buddy. We didn't need you anyway. Unreal. We are finally on to the second round. I don't know what else to say. I really don't. The Hershey Bears are up 2-0 in their series against the Hartford Wolfpack. We'll follow along here. Can they complete the sweep? No, they cannot. Will we get the sim Game 4 before we find out who we play? Yes, we will. I mean, we are going to find out right here who we're playing. And actually, well, how do I want to do this? You know what? Let's hit back. Place your bets. Who's it going to be? Who are we playing in the second round? 3, 2, 1. And we are playing the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins moved on. Of course, the Flyers were not in the postseason. Wow. Pittsburgh in round 2. Caps and Penguins in the second round of the postseason. Ow! God, this sucks. Of course. Of course. We finally make it to the second round, and then we're going to play Pittsburgh. They beat the Detroit Red Wings in 7 games. Boston beat Montreal in 5. New Jersey did the same to Buffalo. We play the Penguins in round 2. How perfect is that? And you know what? We're going to continue the trend. We're not going to stop this video. Every season, no matter how long it goes, will be done in one video. That's been the theme. Let's keep that going. That's been the way the series has gone. And Hershey have moved on as well. They're going on to the second round after taking care of Hartford in 4 games. We have to play the Pittsburgh Penguins now. That was the most stressful sweep you will ever see. To beat the Carolina Hurricanes in 4. It shouldn't have been that stressful, but my God, was it. Now we get to move on. That top line is delivering. Steven Cork, 945 save percentage. But that top line, dominant in the first round. I'll go best lines again down in Hershey just to make sure that they're good to go. Of course, we want their best team available. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Penguins. Let's go. Normally, I mean, I've never wanted to stop an episode and continue on later. I've never wanted to do that more than I do now. Oh, Pittsburgh, 97 offense, 91 defense, 89 goaltending. Let's take a look at the team. Let's take a look at what we're up against. Oh boy. Top line, you have, oh my God, Matthew Tkachuk, 97 overall. Good Lord, he had 8 points. We know they played 7 games, so he had 8 points in 7 games. He is centered by 94 overall, Austin Matthews. The right wing is Jordan Greenway. So you got to look at his attributes and his stats thus far. Second line is 88 overall, Anthony Duclair, also a first-line forward. My God. Matthew Barzal is his center, and the line finishes with Andre Burakovsky, who will get a hat trick every game, right? Third line, you have Franklin Friesen, 1 point so far this postseason, centered by Tage Thompson. And their right wing is Brendan Leipsic. All right, fourth line, Lawson Krause with Miroslav Bartovic, 9th overall pick in 2019. And Anthony Beauvillier rounds out the lineup. I wanted to get you guys a look at their stats and attributes, in case you were wondering. But defense is a bit of a weak point for them. I say that now, in before they wreck us and shut us down. Dominic Massine, I believe is how it is pronounced, is on the top pairing with Trevor Carrick, 86 overall. Second pairing is an enforcer, Gene DeMarchi, 3rd round pick. Low top 6, anything's possible as an enforcer defenseman, my God. He's on a pair with Josh Wesley, who is a physical player himself. And the third, did I say third pair there? I meant second pair. You know what I mean. Third pairing is Julius Bergman with Bill Dexter, 2nd overall pick in 2022. The goaltender is Daniel Vladar, 86 overall. Of course, a real-life prospect of the Bruins. He had a .933 save percentage in round 1. Scratched players, you have Jaden Schwartz, Yves Pelletier, and Robin Salo. So a pretty big defenseman missing for the Pens. It is time, of course, in Pittsburgh for Game 1. It is going to take a while. Maybe I'll cut the draft out of this video. Depends on how long it goes, I do suppose. Let's do this. Game 1. What's going to happen? I'm happy, though. We reached the second round for the first time. I'm happy. But now can we break the Ovechkin curse of making it to the conference final? Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. First period of Game 1, and it's Conley with the opening goal. Held Pittsburgh to 4 shots. Not too bad of a start there. Second period, and that's a bit unfortunate, to say the least. Leipzig scores. Svechnikov restores the lead, but then Matthew Barzal again makes it 2-2, and that sets up this third period. Early power play for the Caps is killed off, right? Not ideal. I'm starting to lose my voice. Swig of Arnold Palmer. The best drink on the planet. Damn it, one day I will be sponsored. I'm going to make it happen. We'll find a way. That's how we'll know that I've made it. Not when I'm a member of the content creator program like I already am, or a game changer. No, it's when I'm sponsored. It's when I'm sponsored by Arizona and Arnold Palmer half and half. Overtime. Let's go. Overtime in Game 1. Crazy. Let's see. We're hanging with them. Power play. Please. No. Okay. Come on. Power play for Pittsburgh. Kill it off. Kill it off. Thank you, Nolan. Nolan, we need you to step up again, buddy. You're the lifeblood of this team. Under 5 to go in the first overtime. Will there be a second? Yes, there will be. Wow. Double overtime in Game 1. All right, let's go. Ah, you son of a bitch. Brandon Leipsic gets the winner in overtime. The first shot of the second overtime 39 seconds in, and the Penguins take game 1. 38 saves for Vladar, 2 goals for Leipzig, and a 2-point night for Matthew Barzal. All right. Well, that's a bit of a bummer, but it's only one game, right? It's only one game. As we've seen in the previous episode, there's no reason to be confident that a series is over until it's actually over. The Hershey Bears will play the Toronto Marlies in the second round. We'll keep an eye on that, but for now, of course, the main focus is with the main team. First period of game 2. And that is not ideal. Bartovich with the opening goal. Right. Second period. Oh, boy. Yeah, well, there's the Andre Burakovsky hat trick. I called that one. You know, it's only 2 goals, but give it time. So we begin the third period. And we do get the early power play goal from an awful angle. The Rask spot. How many of you have been around since those days? No, I'm not going to put the picture up. Ola Ekman gets the goal. And we have ourselves a game all of a sudden. I'll put down my glass. I don't want to break it. Power play for the Caps, please. Yeah, baby! Yell has tied this game. Are you kidding me? And then Kraft scores. Well, fucking hell. Fucking hell. Come on. Yay. It's torturous. That's torture. I can't waste a yeah, baby when we end up losing seconds later. That's cruel and unusual punishment. Damn it. Oh my god. Fuck. I was so happy. And then it all went down the drain. Svechnikov, Ekman, and Yell with the goals, but Lawson Krause, the fourth liner, ruins my life. It was perfect. I got to bring up, an old reference with the Rask spot. We tied the game. I yelled, yeah, baby, at like 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't even know what time it is. My neighbors probably hate me. And then we lost anyway, and we're down 2-0 in this series. Now, we're not in trouble until we lose on home ice, right? We're not in trouble until we lose. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. Game 3 in Washington, first period. And it doesn't start off very well. Brendan Leipzig with the opening goal. All right, second period, scoreless, and that sets up a very important third period. Come on. We had a big comeback last time out. It may have gone wrong, and it's going wrong here. Barzal scores, but thankfully Conley gets it back. Seconds later, we have a power play of our own. We can't do anything with it. Oh my god, action happening fast and furious. Under 5 minutes to go. Can we please get a goal? Please. Please, yes, Svechnikov! Please just get to overtime this time. Thank you! Oh my god. Jesus, this series already. We're only 3 games into it. Svechnikov ties it with 1:41 to go. He needs motivation. You are not Andrew Tamora. Remember that. Now be inspired and score 6 goals in 1 overtime. Oh my god. We were down 2-0. We have tied it up. This time we have successfully forced the OT. Let's go. It's going to end early because I'm so happy. Yeah. See, I'm not even surprised. Matthew Tkachuk. And we are down 3-0 in this series. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see as magical of a comeback as we witnessed in the last episode. Damn it. I yelled, yeah, baby. And we're down 3-0 in the series. Come on. Fucking hell. Alright. The Hershey Bears also struggling in their series, down 2-0. Well, it's been fun, guys. Game 4. Let's go. Why can I not hit sim? Okay, that's fine. I'll just back out and I'll hit the button from here. No worries. We are the only series that features a 3-0 series lead. Great. I yelled, yeah, baby, for nothing. For nothing. First period. And that's a good start in a way. Svechnikov gets the opening goal. Barzal ties it, but then again, seconds later, Conley neutralizes that goal and restores the 1-goal advantage. 2-1 at the end of the first period. Almost hit finish game. Didn't mean to do that. Second period is scoreless. All right. We are 20 minutes away from continuing this series. Can we get the job done? One game at a time. Austin Matthews ties it. He scored on Ottinger. Tage Thompson. Why is Ottinger in? And why can't he stop a puck? Oh my God, no. Please, do we have one more comeback left in us? And will the third time be the charm? That we can actually hold on? Please, somebody, anybody, please. And fucking hell. I don't know how to feel about this. After everything that's happened in the past few episodes, I don't know how to feel about this. To make the playoffs, sweep Carolina in the first round, to make it past the first round for the first time, and then we get to the second round, only to be hit by the Ovechkin curse and be swept by the Penguins. Quirk injured his back in the game. So, the story of this season, we at least made it. It's so bittersweet, man. Like, how can I be happy, right? Like, awesome, yeah, we made it past the first round. We made it past the first round, but like, it was close. It's not like we got killed in any of the games against Pittsburgh. But that many failed comebacks, too. You know, like, we were right there. We were right there. We managed. Like, we were so close. That shouldn't have been a sweep. We were so goddamn close. I genuinely feel like it could have gone the other way. Maybe not a sweep. But the failed comeback, I'm going to name the episode Yeah Baby, by the way. Oh my God. The failed comeback attempt, and then we get swept in the second round. I mean, obviously, if you're looking at the series, cool. Progress. We at least made it past the first round. But the hope was for further progress beyond just making it past the first round. And then we hit the wall and get just kicked to the curb by Pittsburgh. That somewhat rhymed. Oh, man. So disappointing. San Jose, they go on to win the Cup. Binghamton wins the Calder. Finish off that Arnold Palmer there. I was losing my voice 20 minutes ago. All right, let's do the draft. We'll do the draft in this episode. We'll keep that trend going. Overall, a successful year from one standpoint. Pittsburgh went on to lose to San Jose in the Cup final. My good buddy Sin for the win. We'll be very, very happy about that. Alternate history. And Binghamton beat Manitoba in 7. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. We'll take a look at not only our team, but the Sharks as well. Nolan Patrick, 11. I mean, the top line did what they could. It's just, man, Ottinger's he has to go. I think we should look to get rid of him and just get whatever we can for him and maybe call up Saget because he just hasn't gotten the job done. We would have to re-sign him for this year and then get rid of him. Problem is, he's best friends with Nolan Patrick, and I don't really want to piss off Nolan. But Quirk finished with a .921 save percentage. Just disappointing. That's the only way to phrase it. Philippe DeRoziers is a Stanley Cup winning goalie. All right, on defense, they had Hamalainen. All right, Blake Siebenall or Hamalainen, I imagine. Jacob Larson, Jordan Subban, Dylan Fournier, and Laurent Bellemare. I think Dylan Fournier just retired, didn't he? Am I thinking of the wrong guy? I could have sworn he just retired due to shoulder injuries. Anyway, Riley Tufte is a Stanley Cup champion along with Elias Anderson and Taylor Radish. What a top line for them as you get a look at the team. Let's take a look at the awards. We'll take a look at the awards before beginning the draft. But I'm happy that we made it past the first round, but ultimately the season ends in disappointment. Riley Tufte, of course, reclaims the Art Ross Trophy. Nolan Patrick wins the Hart. He should win it every year and should have won it every single year so far. Luke Green wins the Norris, further solidifying that it's more about point total as opposed to who's the best all-around defenseman. Malta Stromwall wins the Lady Byng. Dom Foose the Calder. Tufte the Conn Smythe. The Vezina actually went to Vladar, so makes sense. He won the Jennings as well. Carlo the Masterton for the second year in a row. Elias Anderson the Selke. Nolan Patrick the Ted Lindsay. The Ted Lindsay voted the MVP of the league by the NHLPA. Not too shabby. And of course Tufte, for the third consecutive year and for the fourth time in 5 years, has won the Rocket Richard. Were we able to take home any hardware at the AHL level? No, we were not. All right, so that wraps up yet another season. It's draft time, ladies and gentlemen. Probably like 98% gentlemen. And the other 2% are just guys who are trolling and just put, oh, female on my account. Who cares? I'm so frustrated, man. So frustrated. Just getting swept. That's what I'm salty about. Getting swept. Losing, I'm not surprised. But to get swept is an entirely different story and really kind of minimizes the accomplishment of making it past the second round. Had we, if we take them to 6 games, 7 games, and then lose, there's some pride in that. There isn't a whole hell of a lot of pride in getting swept, as Tarasenko was almost a career point-a-game player. Holy shit. That is crazy. As far as what to expect in the draft, of course, I have no idea. We'll do our best. We don't have any of the extra picks. We'll get some extra picks next year. I mean, there are some players I could look at trading. I don't know if I want to trade Ottinger. I mean, he just really hasn't gotten the job done. You could argue maybe trade Saget instead. I didn't even check Saget's morale at all this year. I just didn't care enough to. Is it too late to see if he was complaining about ice time? Is my question. Let's look at goaltenders. And down at the AHL level, did he complain about ice time? No, he didn't. He was happy with ice time. So I guess we're pretty much good to go. I could look at drafting another goalie if I wanted to. Like, if a goalie is the best player available, we'll look at that. But it is very obvious. I mean, we still need high-end prospects at both, for forward and defense. So, let's go. But we will take a look at the top 5 for the hell of it. See if there's anybody amazing available. Wyman, Weinhandel, Wesley, Strong, and Knight. Yeah, there'll be some elite players. I don't know if there'll be any franchise-level players. And indeed, there will not be, as Wesley is elite, so was Wyman. Let's sim to our pick. Medium elite, too, as the best player in the draft. What a gift Yuri Khudobin was, that's for sure. But we have the 18th pick in the draft. Who are we going to go with? That is the question. Now, we have Hatcher. Marty Hatcher, who you'd like to assume is at least medium top 6. It would be a disaster if he was low top 6. You have Valeri. Is the S silent? I think it's just Bruyev, isn't it? I think the S would be silent in that instance. Miroslav Sprukst. Jesus. By a vowel. Of course, you have Hatcher. You have Carol Churin, 17 years old. And Chad Selleck. As far as who we have scouted out, forward-wise, it's a bit of a risk with someone like Olsen. And as far as exact potential, you do have Bancroft, who we might be able to get with our second pick. It's a risk. I mean, we don't know anything about these other players, right? We don't know anything about these players, which I'm not surprised, of course, with how I handled scouting this year, so I'm not blaming the game in that regard. I think I got to go with Hatcher. I mean, we need a defenseman, but I don't know if Bob Bancroft is any bigger of a guarantee. He is 19, though. Would I rather have the extra forward help or that extra defensive help? I think I'd rather have the extra defensive help because forwards, we do have some other guys, of course, that were drafted that are in the CHL that will eventually be making the Hershey Bears. I think I might take the risk with Bancroft. I mean, there's a chance, obviously, that Weidman, Gaudette, Avery, and Therrien could end up being medium top 4, and that's the goal. That is the goal. Michel Gaudette. Who else do we have? Alex Avery and Mark Therrien. My fear is that they'll be low potential. That's my fear. But I'm gonna pick Bob Bancroft. And we're gonna hope for the best. Please, for the love of God, be medium 4. Fuck! God damn it! Ah, of course. Of course he was. Of course. Motherfucker. Hatcher was medium 6. Damn it, man. I can't catch a break. I can't catch a break. I went with the need over... I mean, it was a 50-50 fucking chance, but of course you were low top 4. I mean, Carolina got fucked over too, picking the same guy, but... Fuck. Oh my God, we needed that pick to pay off. We needed that pick to pay off. I needed another strong defensive prospect. Damn it. Damn it. Fuck. Oh well, whatever. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. You look at his value. Not great. Not great. I forgot. Who did Avery go to, or Hatcher go to? He went to Nashville. I don't even know why I'm going to look at this, because it's going to do nothing but just twist the knife even further. How good is he? How good is he? And he's actually not, I mean, pretty much the same as far as value goes, right? But the extra potential, he's more likely to make it. So, shit. Alright, well, first pick was a swing and a miss. Let's see if we can get a little bit of redemption here with our pick in the second round. And actually, I want to take a look. Yeah, anybody else. Anybody else. Gaudette. Oh my God. Literally anybody else other than who we fucking picked would have been good. Any other guy would have been good. There were 2 people, 2 players in that entire group that I shouldn't have picked, and I picked one of them. God. Oh my God. That's my luck, man. That's my luck. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow. I cannot believe that. I cannot. I don't want to believe that that just happened. Just awful. You know what? Really quick, I do want to take a look. All of our goalies only have 1 year left with the exception of Quirk. Is there anybody that we can get rid of just to recoup a draft pick here? Ronkel, I mean, he's not going to make it, but he's good for Hershey. So that's kind of the thought process there. Byrne and Punanovs, though, both aren't going to improve and have 2 years left. So, you know, I think I'm willing to offload those 2. And we'll kind of hope for the best that we end up with the proper amount of defensemen. Now, are there teams that actually have contract spots now that some players may have retired? That was the hope to make this happen. Can I get a 3rd round pick from Anaheim? All right, well, at least I know Anaheim can make a deal. I might be able to get a 3rd round. Damn it. I don't want to go looking at every team. But you know what? I should take my time here. What team? And I know the clock's running too. Damn it. Let's just go talk to Anaheim. I'm going to have to call that timeout. 4th round pick for Byrne. That's good. I mean, a 3rd round we might have been able to get, but I'm not all that concerned. We'll trade Punanovs as well, and then I'll go use that timeout. So let's go talk to Winnipeg first. See what we can get. If anything, we'll try for a 4th round pick again, but that probably won't happen. Actually, it might. Yeah, it happened. Okay, cool. Not too bad. Not too bad. We'll at least recoup some picks here. The only reason I decided to do this is because of how bad that 1st round pick was. That's it. That's the only reason. And I wish, too, I've talked about it, I wish the draft system was different so I didn't have that immediate disappointment. I really wish there was a range, like in FIFA. I've talked about this. It should be, oh, potential 72 to whatever, 85, or even more broad or even more specific, depending on how much you've scouted them. That would make things much better and much easier. I hate this system. Because, of course, one guy who showed up as exact was medium, and the other guy was low, and we picked the guy who was low. Great. Anyway, defensemen, I don't know who else to trade for now. Forwards, I know we do have some extra guys. I have 30 seconds on the clock. You know, for this draft, as it is, they said it was a weaker draft. So for this one, I'll just make the remaining picks that I have. And then I guarantee heading into next season, I'll have to make some extra picks to acquire whoever. But, oh boy, who do we take here? I mean, if there's, you know, if we get in like the 4th or 5th round, and there's someone who I have a good feeling will be decent, we'll trade up if we have to. Bure, Vitali Bure, unfortunately. As far as who we have scouted out, Kostopoulos. I don't know. I don't know. The draft system screwed with my head. I don't know how to focus here. I'm going to guess Spaghetti would be low top 9. James James. I have no idea. Nolan Kostopoulos. Now, some people would probably tell me he's going to be great, pick him. And then other people would be like, oh, if you picked him, why the fuck would you have picked him? Robert Lundstrom, Troy Springus, and Timu Toivonen. Now, this type of potential in the past has turned into a gem. We need defensemen. Lundstrom, please, please, God, please, medium 6. I was hoping for 4, but I guess medium 6 isn't terrible. Toivonen wouldn't have been a bad pick either. Okay, well, that's not too bad of a pick. Thankfully. It certainly could have been worse. We have 2 consecutive picks here in the 3rd round, so that's good. What were the odds of that? So we have information on Tarnasky, Sean Tarnasky. We have information on Lars Modin. So we'll probably pick 2 out of 3. Matthias Persson, or Pearson, Fred Versteeg, and Christopher Crombeen. Right. I'm probably going to go with Persson and Crombeen. Probably. There are also 2 goalies. We don't necessarily need the goalies now, though. With Higgins and Shen. We have info on Shen. We don't have any info on Ross Higgins. 6'1". How good is Shen? 6 foot stand-up goalie. Alright. I'm going to take the risk here. Matthias Persson. And we'll hope for the best. Please. God. Alright. Goaltenders. And at this stage in the series, since we have, you know, at least 1-for-1 trades being a factor, I could just draft all goalies when I'm in trouble towards the middle rounds and kind of cheese that a bit because typically their potential ends up being a little bit better. But let's see here. Let's just scout out goalies specifically. 3rd to 4th round. Is there anybody that we have scouted out incredibly well? Just Shen. Well, I'm going to take Shen, and we're going to hope for the best. Please be good. Medium starter. That's a good potential. I'll take that. You could argue now, you know, that wasn't the right time. We actually have another pick immediately after. Well, not immediately after, but Bouma, Versteeg, Modin, and Crombeen. Tarnasky as well. We're selected, so we get another pick here in the 3rd. It's a hell if I know who to take. Dahlman, Hutchinson, Higgins. Who do we have here? Ross Higgins, the other goalie, of course. We have Frederick Porter. Strachan, some people would say he's going to be incredible. Medium top 9, probably. We have Brian McMuffin. God damn EA, I hate you. Alex Morrow. And another goalie in Alexander Kuleshov. I don't know who to take here. I mean, it's Porter, McMuffin, or Morrow. Frederick Porter? Or do I go with Strachan? Bryce Strachan. Let's take Strachan. Please be good. God damn. I mean, that's not bad, and he could turn into something. We picked the right goalie, by the way, by not picking Higgins. Porter would have been the guy, though. It was between him and Porter for who to pick. And as it turns out, Porter would have been the right guy. Damn. Oh my god, do I want to trade anybody else to get those extra draft picks, or are we good to go? I think we're pretty much good to go. I think we're good to go. I don't really see a need to take anybody else or to trade anybody else. I mean, you know, we could recoup some extra picks here, but there's no guarantee. We wouldn't trade Ahonen, we wouldn't trade Johansson. Jacobson. Man. You know, I will trade Jacobson. That medium AHL potential is pretty rough. Let's see if we can send him to Vancouver. Try to recoup at least a fourth, obviously. Maybe even a late third if it's available. I actually don't even know. A fourth round pick, will that be enough for him? It should be. Indeed it is. Any other forwards that we could trade? Man, this episode, the ups and downs of these episodes are unlike any other series I have ever had. And probably ever will. What else do we have here? We got Conley. We can't trade him. I think we're pretty much good. Yakupov. I mean, Yakupov, if we want to trade him, we'll do it later. Still has good value. He might turn into something. All right, I think we're good. Yeah. All right, so we at least recoup that one extra pick. And we'll see if we can make the most of it. Quite a few picks here in the fourth round now. Who's it going to be? Kuleshov, Dahlman. Or do now I go... Yeah, do now. Jesus, English, man. Do I now go with these two players right here? Do I go with Vitale, or do I keep taking risks? Because some of you guys will swear up and down. These three guys, Kavanaugh, Sparks, Breland, would all be decent. I think I'll probably go with Morita. Rudy Morita. And Ralph Downing. Let's go with Morita. With this pick. Medium top 9. Thank the good Lord above. Now, Filatov, Frank, Kuleshov was medium starter. I was tempted to take him. Kavanaugh actually ended up being pretty good. Dahlman was medium 7th. We have Downing as our next pick, most likely. We have a bunch of guys listed as bottom 6. The hope is that at least a couple of them would be medium. And then for defense, a couple of guys who are, let's say, worth the risk. The rest of this draft, I will probably just go for guys that have that exact potential listed. And there are 2 players here, both defensemen. Both offensive defensemen, for that matter. Calvin Kwong, love that name, or Ralph Downing. I'm going to go with the name, Calvin Kwong. Please be good. Please. Thank you. Medium 6 is all right. How good is the guy we just passed up on? Breland was medium top 9. Downing also medium top 6. So not a bad pick. Next up, who do we take? Who do we take? Vitale is an option. You got Yakupov, Daly. 4th to 5th round, we have Peacock. And that'll probably be our pick. I don't want to take any risks. Eric Peacock, 6'4", 231. Good Lord. Let's take him, and we'll hope for the best. We will hope for the best and low top 6. Well, there goes that run of luck. Not like Arizona or Dallas ended up with anybody better, so that's at least, that's at least a little bit promising to end up with someone of that caliber in that situation. And we're still in the 4th to 5th round range. So it's going to be either Dwight Matthews, Len Daly, or Ken Vitale. Well, there is a German defenseman, Christopher Thalberger. Thalberger or Thalberger? I'm going to say Thalberger because it's funny. Not really. Do I take the risk on the German defenseman? I'm literally picking him only because he's German, and I love Dennis Seidenberg, so I'm like, maybe he'll be the next Dennis Seidenberg. Nobody else is that good. I mean, Daly, the hope is medium top 9, right? That's the hope with him or Matthews. Daly's 19. Matthews is 18. Let's take Len Daly. Medium top 9, please. Thank you. That was the right decision. Now, do we have back-to-back picks? Yes, we do. All right, well, how do you like that? And I'm sorry, Thalberger, we're going to go with Matthews as well. and hope for the best. Hey, look at that. We ended up with 2 pretty decent snipers. All right. All right. Sparks. Yeah, it's a good thing we didn't take Tallberger. How about that? All right, so we will definitely continue with that strategy of just picking who we actually have information on. And Vitali, decent chance of low top 6. But I'm willing to take the risk. Please be medium top 6. I'm begging you. Thank you. All right, well, we're picking up some momentum here, which means my next pick is going to be awful. But for now, I mean, overall, this draft has been decent, I would say. I'm not going to take Yakupov. I don't like the look of that potential, but we have Blanchard. Who else do we have in the 5th round? We have Connolly. We have Popovic, or Popovich. I'm going to say Popovich. Fairchild. Chartran, yeah. Hurd, Robida. Yeah, quite a few options here at this stage. I'm going to go with the risk. We are going to take Harry Popovich and hope that he is medium top 9. He is. All right, well, we're at least getting some decent players, right? I mean, we're avoiding low potentials for the most part. This has been a fairly decent draft, and having a lot of back-to-back picks, too, puts a lot of pressure on to actually not screw it up. That guy's projected 6th, that guy's projected 7th. So at this stage, do we take the risk with Lamoureux, O'Brien, Langlois, Stillman? Oh, this is tough. This is tough for who to go after next. For forwards, I mean, again, you have 2 players. You have Jacques Lamoureux and another sniper in Ethan O'Brien. For defensemen, quite a few options. Sylvain Langlois, Rob Stillman, Doug DeSalvatore, and that is that. Since we're not going with the risk picks, I'm going to take Lamoureux, and we will hope for the best. Medium bottom 6, I'll take that pick any day of the week over any other, like any low potential. And we'll also take O'Brien. I know it's another sniper, but again, you can change the player types. And O'Brien, I'm going to trade you immediately for that, you son of a bitch. 6th round, let's go. This video is almost over, thankfully, and we are going to go, pretty obviously, with Kari Alvara. And a lot of A's. A lot of A's. He has 5 A's in his name. That's overkill. That is overkill. Next pick. I'm sorry, by the way, if the end of this video is kind of a lull. I can fully admit I've just run out of steam and a little bit frustrated. I think deservedly so over what happened in the playoffs. Just that frustration about it. Next pick, we're going to go with Vince Watton. We'll hope for the best. Medium 7th isn't awful, I suppose. We do get another pick here in the 6th round. And overall, this has been a successful draft, so I can't complain too much. Who do we have? We have Schwartz. Exact 7th, though, isn't ideal. So, although Wild will probably end up being the same, but with a name like Bob Wild, you can't go wrong. Or can you? He's low 7th. You can, in fact, go wrong with a name like Bob Wild. Last pick, I do believe, in this draft, we have a Victor Fedorov, not a Vitaly Fedorov, fortunately. Let's go with Casey Boulerice, another sniper. Please be half decent to end the draft on a good note. He is at medium bottom 6. How do you like that? We actually do have another 7th. I didn't recall acquiring another 7th rounder. Huh. Alright, well, see if we can make the most of it. Victor Lazarev. One defenseman and 1 goalie left. Cedric Pratt or Richard. Let's go with Pratt. We need that extra defensive help, and we won't get it with a low 7th D player. That will do it for overall a pretty successful draft. We ended up with a shitload of picks. I forgot about the previous trades. We ended up with a lot of picks, but I'm all right with it. Overall, like I said, a couple of decent picks. Sour taste in the mouth after the swing and a miss on the first pick, but it happens. I could say that with sincerity, as it has happened quite a bit in this series. But guys, I'm going to call this episode done for now. We'll do the re-sign phase next time out and sim through yet another season. The 2029 season will be remembered for numerous reasons. But we finally made it to the second round, and even if it ended on a very poor note, we at least made it there. It's progress, one step at a time. And we'll see if we can keep making progress. Oh my god, sorry for that. We will see if we can keep making progress as we continue on in this series. But for now, guys, that will do it. If, of course, you've enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that like button to help support me and the channel. It is greatly appreciated. And to make sure that you never miss a video, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at Tuki24 and join the notification squad. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Draft to Glory.